because it was based on a theme park, the original Astroworld theme park, that had similar sort of things. And it is sort of Disney-fied. You go through an archway, so rather than going through a castle, you're just going through his mouth. And so you could sort of say, well, yeah, is it satanic or is it just somebody with a massive ego, you know?
Yes. I think both of those are good.
True, yeah. Hello! Welcome to Believe. I'm Phil Green.
And I'm David Ferguson.
And this is a podcast about the world's craziest mysteries and conspiracy theories and some really crazy real-world events, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes. We like to explore the real world occasionally.
Yes, we do. The real world and how it mixes with the occult and other weird stuff like that.
Yeah.
Ooh, exciting times. So, if people want to follow us on social media, what can they do?
They can follow us on social media everywhere. We're on YouTube. We're on TikTok. We're on Instagram. We're kind of on Blue Sky. That's a thing.
We're not nailed Blue Sky yet. I won't lie to you.
No, and that's Believe Pod.
Yes.
Believe Pod on those platforms.
Yes, it's where you can tell us what you think about the conspiracies and mysteries we've been talking about. We want to know your opinion. It's also where you could suggest to us the things that you would like us to cover on this podcast because we want to know. You can also email us believeconspiracypod@gmail.com. And we want those ideas shared, don't we?
Absolutely. This is a conversation.
Yes, it is. Also, we know that you can't sleep at night until two men who are drastically underqualified to answer that question do try and do just that for you.
Yeah, we're the bad boys of podcasting for a reason.
That's right. Now, if people enjoy the podcast, and we're going to be taking a break fairly soon, and they want to get extra episodes of the podcast, they can't do without us. What could they possibly do?
They can follow us on Patreon.
Wow.
So we're Patreon.com/BelievePod.
Patreon.com/BelievePod.
We're Patreon.com/BelievePod.
Yes, that's right. Sign up. You get extra episodes of the podcast every single week. You also get early access to the main feed and ad-free listening. We've just put out some awesome episodes, a couple of live episodes. The Yeti we did.
Oh, so good.
It's a lot of fun. Operation Snow White.
Which I didn't really know about.
No, it's weird as fuck, that one.
Yeah, and it's great. It's Catherine Mather.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Listen to it. It's really interesting. Also, things like the Miami Mall incident, Max Headroom incident. There's some really fascinating, weird, niche type stuff on there. If you like that kind of stuff, go on, check out our Patreon. And also, you're helping us support the podcast.
Yeah, you're helping us do this.
Absolutely. Now, I am doing some previews of my latest stand-up show. I'm going to be in Buxton, Shaftesbury, Newcastle, Durham, and Camden over the next few weeks. I will also be in Edinburgh from the 2nd to the 24th of August, doing my new show, A Broken Man's Guide to Fixing Others. And there will be a link in the bio for that, link in the show notes as well. And you are also going to be in Edinburgh.
Yes. And I'm doing Edinburgh from the 1st to the 25th. So
you're better. You're better.
I'm better than you.
You're 2 days better than me.
I am 2 days because I'm not taking a break.
No,
some
you're
of us
3
are committed.
days better than me.
Some of us are committed. What can I say?
Right.
And that is David Ferguson Bedhead. If you just go to the Edinburgh Fringe app,
if you want to see a true dedicated artiste, go and see David. The link to both those shows will be in our show notes and also in our individual profiles as well. So have a look there. Now, George, looking very summery today.
Yes, he has a haircut.
It looks like he just walked out of Wimbledon.
He does. I would love some strawberries and cream, George.
Anyway, and who is today's fabulous guest?
Right. He's in his work uniform. He's so sexy right now. It's the fantastic James Townsend.
Fantastic James Townsend. James is a high-energy comedian known for his abstract comedy routines and one-liners. He performs all over London and the UK, and he is the host of London's Comedy Junkies Night, which is great if you get a chance to check that out. He also has had a show called Paranoid and is genuinely mad about conspiracy theories.
Genuinely mad about conspiracy theories and looks great in a suit.
Absolutely. Which he's not wearing today. That's fine, because he still looks great.
Yeah.
More importantly, he is mad about conspiracy theories.
He's mad about conspiracy theories.
And what are we talking about today?
The Astroworld conspiracies.
The Astroworld conspiracies.
There's a lot.
There is a lot. Let's bring on James.
Get out of the rabbit hole.
It's a fake. Every single bird in the sky is a robot.
It's fiction.
Doubt your government.
It's an urban legend.
Like, if they're actually spraying something in the sky?
No way.
A stream of absurdity.
It's a total fabrication.
Welcome to the podcast, James Townsend!
Hey!
It's so weird not to see you in a suit. Because you're like on stage, you're a suit wearer.
Yep.
And today, straight from work.
Yep, straight from work, so I've got my hoodie on.
Yeah.
But I started wearing a suit end of last year, which was good until the summer came.
Yeah.
I was like, now what am I going to do?
I literally have only seen you sweating buckets on stage trying to not collapse.
Yeah. Literally, I went on somewhere at St Albans, I think. And I'd managed to cool down from on stage, sitting underneath like the air conditioner, all the rest of it. By the time I come off stage, you could see through my shirt, like 10 minutes on stage just dripping.
You're this generation's Lee Evans.
Thanks.
Or didn't Tony Blair get all sweaty and everyone liked him?
Did he? Oh, at a conference.
Yeah.
Probably because he was running through all the lies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
War criminal Tony Blair.
What do I know? Exactly.
What am I going to say now?
Yeah. How am I going to spin it? Very good. Have you been? You been all right?
I'm good, man.
Yeah?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right. We're good. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you too.
Yeah.
It's good to see both of you.
I don't think this could be a more appropriate person because we have people who are interested in conspiracies. We have people who have done shows about conspiracies. We don't have anyone, I don't think, as into conspiracies as you are. I mean, you talk about conspiracies all the time. You love them.
I do. I mean, actually hearing that back, it doesn't sound as great as I thought it would. But yeah, no, I do. Like, I like knowing like all the waffle around it and stuff. But like a lot of things like this, no matter what, any story, there's truth. Yeah. You go from the Bible to like the craziest Saturn death cult conspiracy. There's someone has mapped that out at some point. So it's like, what is the actual truth? Yeah. You know, I'm fascinated by that.
How did you get into them? Have you always been into them, or has it been something over the last few years?
Do you know what? Sort of. So I looked into like all the banking stuff and all of that. I looked into that like years ago, and I was like, right, I'm not going to be able to affect the world. So like, I just know what the order is and stuff like that. Yeah. And then I'd say around 2019, 2020, people started sending me stuff, and I started trying to prove it wrong. It's just like, no, that's bollocks, whatever. And I go, oh, actually, no, that's got a nugget to truth. And then started looking at it as well, because I mean, there's so much nonsense. There is so much nonsense out there at the moment as well. But then when you actually like start going, oh, actually, no, that makes a little bit more sense, or oh, I recognise that name from this other thing, and then slowly after over the last 5 years, I've been like, I feel like we're being lied to left, right, and centre.
I think so.
And especially after COVID and all the rest of it.
Like a lot of people were kicked off at COVID. Yeah.
Well, it's just we just pinned them down with all the lies. So it was like after New Labour, we knew how politics worked. Yeah. So then the next 15 years have been a farce. Do you know what I mean? Because you're like, oh, right, okay, everyone's paid off, Rupert Murdoch, all the rest of it, all these different things. And then now the illusion's been shattered with the press. Yeah. And now we see how they're manipulating it on social media and stuff like that. And it's like, and a lot of it's repeated. So everyone's just going, right, no one can work out what to do next, but we can all agree we're being lied to. So at least that's the beginning of something.
I think we do see that we're being lied to, but I also think people are really complacent. Oh, look, we got a new thing, a new Barbie doll. You know.
Yeah, I know what you mean. People aren't kicking off in a massive way. They're just annoyed, but not angry enough to kick off.
No, because you can send it off into the void. You know,
because the thing, I guess,
post.
Yeah, exactly that.
That's it.
Exactly.
Unless you get arrested for it and serve 3 years for a tweet that you deleted. Anyway,
but it does. But I think the point is, I suppose one of the reasons why people don't kick off as such is because whilst we do know we're being lied to, and we do know that politicians are largely inept, and we do know that press gets bought off, and we do know there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes that we don't know about. Also, people don't want chaos, and the problem with kicking off is it instigates chaos.
Oh, 100%.
So I wonder if in a lot of people's mindsets, the thought is, yeah, I'm angry, but also I want to be able to get to work. I want to be able to watch Netflix. Yeah. I want to, all of those sort of things.
I think Winston Churchill said capitalism is the worst system apart from the rest of them. Yeah. And it's like unless you've got a better plan. And you get so many like celebrities and stuff like that. And like, do you remember Russell Brand was like, "Oh, don't vote," and he was trying to do this sort of like pseudo anarchist thing. Yeah,
he didn't really know what he stood for, though.
Exactly. So it's like unless you've got a better idea. But I think, and there's a lot of different changes coming up at the moment. But now I feel like everyone's just shouting at each other, trying to get heard. Yeah. No, like people stopped listening about 15, 20 years ago. Yeah, I agree. You know what I mean? After Iraq, because that was when people started to realise that their voice didn't count as much. Because everyone was like, no, don't kill loads of people for no reason whatsoever. And then they were like, yeah, but
we want to invade Iraq. We want to do it.
But I think going back to that, and I think that was a sort of Vietnam JFK moment of our generation, if that makes sense. Because I think that's where America sort of turned and started being less trusting of government. And I think it kind of came around again in the early 2000s, both with Bush and with Blair, that people stopped trusting them after that, thinking, hang on a minute, you told us we were going to war on this basis, and now what you've said was a pack of lies.
Yep.
And now we're involved in a war that we largely shouldn't have been because we missold. And I don't think we ever really recovered from that.
No, I totally agree. And the thing is, like now, again, watching everything that's going on in Gaza and Ukraine and stuff like that, and the arms companies that are literally just making bucks, just left, right and centre. And like, right, okay, we know what's going on. Like, we're watching the share prices increase.
Yeah.
Like, you are literally, it's just a death factory. Yeah. And Lockheed Martin, a massive arms company, their logo's a pentagram.
You're asking for it there, aren't you?
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's so...
Well, you may as well have a fucking... what's the eye? The triangle in the eye.
Oh, I have Providence.
Yeah, exactly. You may as well have one of those.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like... Do you know what I mean? At least lie to me.
Yeah.
Put a dress on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Basically, what we're trying to say, governments, is we want to be more convincingly lied to.
Yeah.
So we don't have to worry. Like you used to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make us not feel like we're part of the evil cabal.
Yeah.
Are we the bad guys? You know, like... I remember when I started my conspiracy theory journey. I read a book. I mentioned it before. David Icke, Children of the Matrix.
Yeah.
And I was going, this is garbage. This is garbage. This is nonsense. And then he started. There's a very small section of the book where it shows all the symbols that companies use and what they are, and that's what sent me over, because I could see it everywhere. Because I speak in, I'm a very visual person, so and they tell you exactly who they are, like Lockheed Martin. Pentagram,
Yeah. It's a bit like the World Economic Forum. I mean, they don't do themselves any favors.
No. Well, they dress like supervillains.
Yes.
Yeah, like properly.
Yeah.
And did you notice that Klaus Schwab steps down the day the Pope died?
I didn't. Do you know what? I didn't notice that, but I knew he stepped down. I didn't put those two things together.
It was literally within about 2 hours.
That is interesting, isn't it?
Oh, like that's not a coincidence. Anyway,
Dan Brown's going to have a field day with that for his next novel, I'll tell you that. He's just released a new book, do you know that?
Oh, has he?
Yeah. So I'll take you 10 minutes to read it, it'll be fun.
I have to say, I remember buying the Da Vinci Code one Christmas because I was traveling over Christmas, and it was the only English book in this Portuguese shop in Portugal. And I have to say, I couldn't put it down. It was just, and I was very familiar with the blood and the Grail and all that. And I was, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
Loved
it's
it.
great. It's, terribly written, but and you can see the twist coming a mile off, but it's still compelling.
Yeah.
And makes you feel good because it's really easy to read.
Yeah.
Have you ever read 50 Shades of Grey?
Yeah.
Yes.
That is a shit book.
Yes, it is.
But how much money has been made off the back of it?
Oh,
Yeah.
but
Just need a shtick.
well, see, the thing about 50 Shades of Grey, I was working in an adult bookstore. I was working in a sex shop when that came out, and that gave the voice to so many women to say what they wanted. So as much as those books are terrible, we sold erotic books in the store as well, and it was nothing compared to what we were selling, but which no one was buying, like really sexy, wonderful stuff. And 50 Shades of Grey is so bad when it comes to the BDSM relationships, and it's just awful. The movie, weirdly enough, the first movie is actually better because it takes away the internal monologue, because Anastasia, the main character, is such a dick. She's just like, girl, wise up. The movie's actually better. Dakota Johnson's actually better. And there's actually, with Jamie Dornan, there's actually a little bit, he's actually kind of sexy. You would do these things. But in the book, he's just creepy. And then the two sequels are terrible. Oh, I read that while I was working in the
So
cinema.
what you're saying is it was very good for your retail career.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
And for hundreds, millions of women, they would give them voice to the things that they wanted.
Good luck to them.
Yeah.
So, the Astroworld conspiracy. The Astroworld Festival, held at Houston's NRG Park on November the 5th, 2021, was a music event headlined by Travis Scott. Tragically, the crowd surged during this event. 10 people died from compressive asphyxia and hundreds were injured. An official Houston Police Department investigation produced a 1,266-page report confirming these deaths and identifying failed crowd control, stage layout problems, and insufficient emergency protocols as the root causes. So, we're not going to talk that much about that particularly. I mean, we're going to talk about this event, but what we were actually talking about here is the conspiracies around why they think this happened, of which there are quite a few.
Yes.
But one thing I've said, and you obviously knew a lot about this event. This is one you really wanted to talk about. It was huge, wasn't it? This festival, absolutely enormous. And Travis Scott, it was Travis Scott's festival, wasn't it? It was like we were talking about this before the podcast. He kind of had ownership. This was his baby. It was his idea, wasn't it?
Yeah. This was the third one that they did.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like it was huge after the pandemic and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Everyone was there.
Yeah.
Like it was massive, and he was very well known. It's off the back, and he'd done the Fortnite thing.
Yes.
Before.
Yes.
So there was like young people going to the festival, one of which died. I think the youngest was about 14.
Yeah.
No, the youngest was 9 years old.
9.
Yeah, they didn't die on the day. They died when they were put into an induced coma. They didn't come out of it.
Oh God.
Sorry.
Yeah. So there was a lot of people there,
Yeah.
young people.
Are you a fan of Travis Scott?
No. No, it's too auto-tuned.
Yeah.
It's not my sort of.
No,
It's
but
not my
no,
sort of
shebang.
rap.
I share you.
I'm a white boy from Bromley. I obviously strictly listen to NWA. Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They are great. What
Yeah,
can I
it's
say?
just.
Yeah. Fair.
But it's not particularly my style. I get why people like it though. But he's quite an odd bloke.
He is an odd bloke. He's a very obsessive bloke. So the actual Astroworld itself was a theme park, wasn't it? I think it was in that area. It was where we grew up as well, I think. And Astroworld was a theme park that was open for something like 37 years. It closed quite a few years before this event. And when he got rich and famous, he named the festival after it. I think he had an album called Astroworld as well. So he was big into this, and it was a nostalgic thing for him. And the theme of the festival was sort of theme park-esque, wasn't it? It was sort of like a really dark Disneyland. That was the idea, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So there's loads of weird things about it. So there's a number of conspiracies relating to this. Immediately after the tragedy, fringe theories spread across social media platforms. The biggest one of these is the Satanic ritual theory. Okay, now you know a little bit about the occult. I know you know quite a lot about the occult as well. Immediately following the November 5th, 2021 tragedy, social media platforms, especially TikTok, YouTube, and Reddit, began circulating claims that the Astroworld Festival was a satanic ritual disguised as a concert. These theories often reference stage design elements, claiming they resemble portals to hell or ritualistic symbols. Travis Scott's artistic themes, so previous use of occult imagery in his music, videos, and concert visuals. Timing and numerology, exaggerated interpretations of the date, which was the 11th of the 5th, 5th of the 11th. Scott's stage times and crowd sizes. Also, attendee testimony. Some survivors described an eerie, overwhelming atmosphere, which conspiracy theorists suggested as evidence of a demonic influence. It is dark, isn't it?
Yeah. Like very heavy.
Yeah.
Just even like you wouldn't even expect that at a Marilyn Manson concert.
Yeah. Yeah.
That sort of feeling, and also you sort of know what you're getting if you go and see someone like Marilyn Manson or like a real dark metal band.
Yeah.
But that's not. It's like I say, it was young kids going to see that, and they turn up, and it's all quite freaky things.
Yeah.
Like fire. And did you see the stage? The stage was an inverted crucifix.
Yes, a crucifix. Yeah.
But the way that he walks on, so it's the inversion or the cross of St. Peter from where the audience are. So
Yeah.
it's all he knew what he was doing, and like he knocks about with a lot of artists and the sort of like the Marina Abramovich sort of crowd, like the people that are making all the spirit cooking people, like. All within that thing, the Kardashians as well.
Yeah.
There's all mad stories about witches with them. Like, it's all too on the nose. And you could say, oh, well, that's their gimmick, that's their shtick at the moment. Like, everyone's sort of gone with the occult ever since like Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, and stuff like that. Like, it's a cool thing because it's fascinating. But then, like, to have that many things, it doesn't matter whether or not you believe it. Some people do. All right, and the people that do, they really, really believe it.
Yeah.
So having all of these things there, making something like a sacrifice, thinking it'd help your career or whatever, even if it was just one man or there was thousands of people behind him, it's weird, it's creepy, and there are people that do this.
Yes.
And ritualistic sacrifice has literally gone on ever since there have been groups of people.
Yeah.
Like it used to be an honor, like for the Mayans or the Aztecs or whatever. For some people it would be an honor. Like, who are they sacrificing to, and why do we keep doing that?
Yeah.
Like even in the Bible. So I think it was after the Zoroaster. So I think it was the Jews who first stopped sacrificing people and used goats instead. And then in the Bible, it's goats.
A scapegoat.
So yeah, so you've got all of these different things. So why do we kill people? Why do we kill anything for a higher thing? Like what do the people know that we don't, that makes them want to kill people for this ritual? It's bizarre.
It is bizarre. Do we think, though, that he is actually part of the Church of Satan or genuinely believes this? Or is this just something that, as you said, like you said, Black Sabbath, bands that have used this iconography, the symbolism, to really sort of raise a profile of them as sort of being part of that world, being dark? But do they really believe it? And I don't know, because I don't really know much about Travis Scott. I heard of him, I read up about him for this, but I don't know whether he genuinely believes this or this is just staging. This is just an image.
Well, we seem to have had this real slew of like satanic rituals, like Lady Gaga at the EMAs, you know, getting covered in blood and whatever, and like even Nicki Minaj, like it's all happened. Travis Scott, the only reason I know about him is this: I'm not into the Kardashians. There's only one Kylie, and it's not Jenner. And you know but
he loves getting that in. He loves getting that in.
There is only one Kylie, and I think Kylie Minogue has proven this because she's dominating the world. Anyway, and she doesn't have satanic rituals in her concerts. I've been to many of them.
Not in her concerts, but we don't know what she's doing at home.
Oh, I'm sure, like cocaine circles, I'm sure. Sorry, Kylie, I love you, but you know, you haven't aged a decade in 30 decades. So.
You sacrificed something.
Well, yeah.
Danny Minogue's career, maybe.
Meow.
I love Danny.
I love Danny.
I love Danny.
Anyway,
but the Travis Scott doing satanic rituals or demonic rituals to get where he wants to be. Why not? Like, what was that guy that did? He came out as gay and lap danced the devil in his video.
Little Nas X.
Yeah, little Nas X. You know, like, I mean, gosh, God, he threw his lot in with the devil, and he was previously known to be a kids performer.
Yeah. He released a kid's book about 3 months before he done that thing, and then released a shoe with blood in it, his own blood.
Yeah, and Travis Scott did Fortnite, very big with the kids, and then did this. So there's this sort of thing of bringing the kids in. To a lesser extent.
so this is what we need to do to court a younger audience. Is that right?
We court a younger audience, and then we go over to the dark side and Satanism.
Okay, cool. Because I need to do that because my audience are quite old and they're going to die at some point. So I need to start.
I'm already going to hell. I'm gay.
Yeah, fair point. You are.
So
fair point. You are.
We should just open up our own brand of sweets, and then the rest will take care of itself. Do you know what I mean? Savills.
Oh my God, we're laughing about something terrible. Oh my
yeah, it's got dark quickly.
Love the irony.
We're bad people. We're bad people. Well, we're discussing it.
Yeah.
We will sell out. That's the point.
Yeah, we've said that already. Alleged evidence cited by conspiracists. So the stage design, so exactly like you said, James, the main stage featured an inverted cross-like structure, which some interpreted as a satanic symbol. I don't think there's actually any doubt about that. That was, I think, quite overt, wasn't it? It's quite obviously that's what it is. Yeah. A tunnel-shaped entrance appeared in some angles like the mouth of hell, a concept drawn from medieval Christian art. Did you see this?
Yeah.
So as they go into the festival, they're going through, I think it's his mouth, isn't it?
Yep.
I think, yeah.
It's like the devil eating people.
Exactly that. It's going through the devil's mouth.
Bosch.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, it's... all of these images are drawn from depictions of hell. Your Hieronymus Bosch's, your inversions of the crucifix. Like, even, have you ever seen the CERN thing? Yeah, like that's what I thought of the opening of that tunnel. That's what I thought of when I saw that.
And the ritual that was dedicated to Saturn before they opened it. What?
And rams falling from the sky and attacking people, and everyone's naked. Oh, we're in good company, lads. Yeah. So, but it's like there was a white dove that exploded into a ball of flames at the to start the festival off, right? And a white dove is a symbol of. It's a symbol of God and pureness and
the Holy Spirit, or just of peace. You know, the hawk and the dove, and it bursts into flames. And I thought,
just burst into flames.
That's not good.
Also, have either of you got a Visa credit card?
Yeah.
You know, there's a dove on the back.
Oh yeah.
Right? Do you know why that is?
Go on.
Right? So when, so basically, if you couldn't afford a goat or something that you could sacrifice, you could go and loan 2 doves from the church. It was the Temple of Solomon, and you would get you'd sacrifice some sort of thing that you sacrifice, one later and one earlier, but you'd lend it. So when Jesus, the thing, Jesus kicking the sellers out of the temple, that's what he was throwing people out for, was selling these doves so they could be sacrificed to God, because he was like, God doesn't care, like, don't worry about it. So so it's a symbol of the poor, and that's why it's on the back of your visa.
Fucking hell.
Isn't it?
I'm going to start using MasterCard more often. Jesus Christ.
Other providers do exist. Actually, that's
Yeah.
not true. It really is only Visa and MasterCard, isn't it?
And American Express.
Oh, yeah, but nowhere accepts American Express anymore. Or Diner's card.
Oh, I wouldn't know.
What's a diner's card?
Yeah, it's a posh.
No, really, this is just you both saying I'm really old. So I don't appreciate it.
Do you remember? I don't know if you were ever told this when you were young, but we used to get told when I was a teenager, if you feed a dove an Alka-Seltzer, it'll explode because it doesn't have the ability to release the gas.
Yeah, I can't burp.
What's his name out the Happy Mondays did it? Was it?
No,
Baz?
Yeah.
Ryder.
Well, yeah, Sean Ryder. They done loads across over Manchester. They filled up like a whole thing, years ago.
Fuck me.
Yeah, is in. Have you ever seen the film 24-Hour Party People?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Steve Coogan.
That's a good movie.
I need to watch that.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, I mean, I've not tried it out myself. Just pigeons for me. So flames, smoke, and dark lighting effects were described as hellish. I mean, they were, but again, that wasn't. I don't think they were trying to hide that. It just was. But it was. There was actual flames, and then there was sort of video on like all the sort of big screen AI type stuff, wasn't there? There was a lot of that stuff going on as well, which I would say visually it was quite amazing. Whether you like it or not, it's visually very impressive when you see those shots of the stage.
I mean, you can. It's okay as an artist, like to start somewhere. You're coming into the darkness, and then you're brought on a journey, and the journey might not be to the light, but it might be along the way. Like it's a story. One place leads to the other, but from the very get go, it was really sinister.
It was sinister.
I really only was familiar after this happened with Travis Scott and any of that, and watching all the footage, I was weirded out and creeped out. It was like watching like it was the opening ceremony for the Olympics, 2012 Olympics. You've got the figure of death above all the hospital beds. We're celebrating the NHS, and I'm going, and then like
You've got to think about the 2012 Olympic ceremony opening.
Because it predicted everything. It predicted everything.
Yeah.
About the pandemic, COVID, the way we're all getting sold out. Yeah.
Russell Brand
even.
What was One Direction's part in that?
One Direction, we're all going to hell.
I was about to make a comment that I'm going to retract actually. So symbolism. Some visuals included single eye motifs, are often tied by conspiracy theorists to the all-seeing eye, a symbol they link to the Illuminati and the occult. Merchandising and poster art for Astroworld depicted other surreal imagery the critics said invoked esoteric or ritualistic meanings.
It also had "See You on the Other Side."
Yes, it did.
Which is like,
yeah.
like, yeah.
I mean, that's really on the nose.
This is the thing. So like, but then doing something like that so out in the open, it's either he's a moron who is just obsessed with this stuff, or he believes in it so much that why would anyone else believe that?
Yeah.
Why would you? Yeah, but like festivals have always been a thing. There's a lot of energy there.
Yeah,
It's quite a weird, and because this is going to sound even more mental, but because of the age of some of them, like they were virgins.
Yeah.
And that's another thing.
You'd hope so.
Virgin sacrifice.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Whereabouts in America was it?
Houston.
Yeah, maybe not.
No, maybe not actually. Yeah, you're right. They're probably all married.
But yeah, do you know what I mean? It's just a very strange demographic, and then with all of the other symbols. If it wasn't for the symbols, or literally the words "see you on the other side" and a depiction of walking through hell, like you could go, it's just a guy just having a concert.
Yeah.
Because like some of this stuff is really cool. Like I've seen some mad concerts and mad artwork and stuff like that. And there's a reason we're attracted to the darker stuff, because it is cool. Same reason we watch things about serial killers or read news about war.
Yeah. I love horror movies.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's interesting and it looks cool, but then what are the meanings behind it? And
But you don't think about that when you're a teenager. I mean, when I was a kid, loads of kids were into heavy metal, right? And they'd go around with like Megadeth and Metallica type stuff. And there was a lot of this kind of imagery in some of their artwork and some of their T-shirts and stuff. So but you don't. It just looks cool and colourful. You're not really reading into what it actually means or what it's about necessarily.
That's the thing, and a lot of this stuff just slips through, and you think it's normal. So a lot of this stuff is related to like Kabbalah kind of magic, which is like sort of stuff that has now gone into the mainstream because it's manifesting things and intention and putting intention behind it, which to some degree is considered magic. So a lot of this stuff is like that is now quite normal. Everyone's read The Secret or everyone's heard of The Secret.
Yeah.
Manifestations and positive, like that's all in vogue at the moment, or on vogue at the moment. So like, but these are all actual quite far away from what would be considered traditional sort of religious values in a lot of senses, like any of the Abrahamic religions. So again, all of this stuff is coming through, and a lot of the artists now quite openly admit that they follow like Kabbalistic sort of stuff. So like Ariana Grande came out and said that she follows Kabbalah. Travis Scott as well. Also, there's like different sigils that they do and stuff like that. There's all these different. He's got a tattoo on his neck of a bee. That's another symbol of magic. Obviously, after the Ariana Grande thing, the bee was a symbol after the Manchester bombings. Yeah. Like there's after a while, there's so many coincidences that you think, am I mad? Or it's either I'm mental or actually they're just telling us what they're doing with all of this stuff, and it's actually quite out in the open.
Do you think it's coming from them, or do you think it's coming from people around them telling them to forge this image?
I think the people around them are influenced, like directors of the record company stuff. They've been doing this shit for years. They've been doing this stuff for years.
They know it works.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? They're like this. You hear stories about all the way back to Robert Johnson, who sold his soul at the Crossroads.
Yeah.
Best jazz singer.
Yeah.
Like right the way up to.
But he was good though, in fairness.
Yeah. Like it was
but
amazing.
he died at 27, didn't he? Like
He died at 27, yeah.
But yeah, he made good music, and he just came out of nowhere and just done his thing. Did he stand the test of time? How many people, like, can you name any of his songs? But then, like, there's a lot of people now that are going to be like Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift literally got her own radio station.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Hitler. So
And that comparison's often made, actually.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Well,
Is she the new Hitler? We don't know.
She is a spitting image of Anton LaVey's wife. Anton LaVey was
Anton
said it
LaVey's
shortly.
daughter.
Zena Shrek.
Yeah, and I could believe they were sisters.
Yeah.
Or if you want to get a wee bit crazier, I could believe that she's a clone. Because clones are a thing.
You've said it.
Clones are a thing.
Also, did she die at 27? Could have been.
Maybe.
Replaced with a clone.
Yeah,
Maybe there's a factory of Taylor Swifts
Quite possibly.
I could believe that.
just knocking them out.
What was the film that came out with Jamie Foxx and it was about they cloned Tyrone? Have you seen that?
Oh, that's great.
It's a really good film because it's like a lot of this sort of stuff, and like have they replaced a load of rappers and stuff like. I found out today that there was a famous warlock called Marshall Mathers McGregor, and obviously
Yeah.
Eminem.
Yeah.
Eminem's being a clone because he's very different.
Well, I in my name is I hung my original in my name is when the lyric says I hung my original self from a shelf and shot myself in the head. Like, he talks about killing his old self. He also talks about killing his dad, but that's neither here nor there. But the idea that he's replaced. And there's also I'm the real Slim Shady, that video. He's literally cloned in that video. It's all there.
Oh my god!
So this is something that's been talked about a lot.
Yeah.
But there's also a lot of things with this kind of magic or whatever you want to call it of creating the separate self. So like Beyonce has Sasha Fierce, and then like the majority of singers have a stage name. Much like Eminem had Eminem, Slim Shady, Marshall Mathers, all these different things. But like a lot of people, they'll have their stage because we're all comics. We know that like you have to have a moment where you switch into like I'm about to go on the stage or whatever. Like no one's exactly the same off stage. You might be an exaggerated version of yourself, but then if you are creating this whole new image and putting that focus in it, what you can do is manifest and project the being that you want to be. And a lot of people they they put that into it. Hollywood's full of people with fake names.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
There's a really great clip of tennis player Serena Williams talking about all the different personas that she has and who those people doing those things for her. Like in depth, there's someone that does her correspondence. There's someone who does her fashion line, and it's all her. She's talking about different personas. Like we mentioned Beyonce and Sasha Fierce. Beyonce has other personas as well. Janet Jackson has Strawberry. Like Madonna has Dita. There's all these different personas that you take on, and I find that very, very interesting. Mariah Carey even has it.
Yeah,
If you watch the Heartbreaker video, she fights herself in a black wig called Sabrina, and it's awesome.
And for the record, we're happy to have multiple personalities to sell out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We honestly, we're absolutely fine with it.
I just want to be.
We had no issue with it at all.
I love the idea of there's a sexy version of me. I like that.
Whoa,
I'm looking right at him.
Down, huh?
All right.
Yeah. For the audio, that was a high five. Timing and coincidences. Conspiracists claim that the show continued exactly 66 minutes, referencing the number 666, traditionally associated with the devil. I looked into this. I can't actually find any record of that actually being true. I think it was around that time, and it would be convenient for them to tie it, and probably fairly easy for them to tie it, because I imagine they would not have an exact timing, because it depends on when you're saying it got called. But I can see why they would have gone down that route.
Yeah.
But also 66 isn't 666.
No, exactly.
It's like
It's not really. Yeah, it's like, oh, it's this, but it's not quite this.
Yeah. It's like, it's not Ronsil.
No.
I think.
And they said that actually.
Is Pepsi all right?
In court, they said yes, not Ronsil.
It's not. But it definitely went on longer. And sorry, when Drake came out, when it started to get really bad.
Yeah.
But there's videos from behind the stage. I think his wife. I want to say. I don't know if I don't know which of the Kardashians. They all just merge into one. But they were recording it and posting it, and you could see the ambulances coming into the thing, and people literally screaming. And he's standing there, and Drake comes on, and then there's loads of stuff about Drake. You've got all the stuff coming out about young girls and things like that. But then also there's things about him shooting other rappers. There's all this other mad stuff, and you look at some of the symbols on his albums. Like I think he's got a label called OVO. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So OVO, it looks like an owl.
Yeah.
And an owl is a symbol of knowledge, and knowledge can be a symbol of Lucifer, and people would be supposed to be pretend sacrifice to Minerva the owl at Bohemian Grove. And again, it's like, but you just go mad looking into all of this.
Yeah. I mean, you can always find a way to link it. Find a way to link
But
it.
the owl is a symbol of Freemasonry.
It is, yeah.
And, and it's also on the dollar bill. There's a little owl peeking out from the design in the dollar bill, because it's a nod to Freemasonry.
Yeah.
And
Wasn't Drake supposed to be like, in these early days, like quite a clean cut rapper?
Good Jewish boy,
image, wasn't it?
But a lot of them were. Katy Perry, she was a gospel singer.
True.
She probably burst into a ball of flames if she walked into a church tomorrow.
I don't even think God would be that interested. Like, her career's so over. I feel Katy. We're talking about Katy Perry.
We're way too much in this, but yes.
We talk about Katy Perry all the time.
I got to say, I do like Katy Perry. I once got an ex-girlfriend didn't speak to me for 2 days once. She went, "Do you like Katy Perry?" And I just went off in a little daydream. I went, "Yeah, she's perfect." And then turned around and realised what I'd done. She didn't speak to me for 2 days.
You're allowed to have crushes. Come on, it's not like you're gonna. Well, it's like it's like the list of 5 people you're allowed to sleep with. The 5 celebrities you're allowed to sleep with.
The problem I've got there is there are 6 sugar babes, so one of them has to go. It's going to be Jade, isn't it? Unfortunately,
I think it's Jade.
It's Jade. Personal accounts. Some attendees describe feeling like they were in hell or unable to escape. While these feelings are common in panic situations, conspiracy theorists frame them as spiritual confirmations of an evil ritual. I mean, I think that's stretching it a little bit. Like, if I was in that environment, I would feel like I was in hell. So that's just a phrase people use. I don't think that really adds that much to it.
It's funny how the worst place in the world can be anywhere.
Yeah. exactly.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. Grant Morrison wrote that, not me.
The description is a Netflix documentary if anyone's interested on this, and it's really interesting. It's a bit dark, but it's well worth watching. And do people talk about feeling like they're drowning, like rather than in water, it feels like a sea of people, which if anything is possibly more scary.
I mean, I can't handle crowds, and it's after the lockdowns happened, we went back to real life. I then got sick and got COVID.
Well, you're going to have to use to it because you're doing it at Edinburgh Fringe, baby.
Hopefully. I want to, exposure to crowds. But
don't expose yourself.
No.
We talked about that before.
Whatever I have to do to sell those tickets, But oh gosh.
Artistic expression and occult patience. Travis Scott's visuals, like many of those from rock, hip hop, and pop performers like Black Sabbath, Lady Gaga, and Kanye West, borrow from gothic, horror, and science fiction themes. These motifs are aesthetic choices, not evident of occult practices. Similar stage designs have been seen at EDM festivals, horror film premieres, and art installations. I mean, that is true. We're not talking about it being limited to just music, are we? And so it is widely used across loads of different forms of entertainment. It's just a way of hooking people in, isn't it? Whatever you got to do.
But like a lot of this stuff, no matter how necessarily dark the imagery is, but the essence of it, like every single one of the 7 sins, you could see on one bus advert. Do you know what I mean? Lust, greed, envy, like all of these different things. So like, there's a lot of these little tiny negative thing. I say negative. But like a lot of this stuff is just slowly seeped into our day-to-day life in quite a strange way. Like even like the greatest of all time, we call someone the goat. What's the goat?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I'm really uncomfortable calling people a goat. Like,
Yeah.
It's like the goat, because that's just it's Black Phillip to me. I don't like that at all.
It's a very strange thing, and like I say, some of it is cool, and some of it like it's exciting.
Yeah.
But even Led Zeppelin were very, very heavily into their magic. But like, you wouldn't hear, they'd have their wild parties and stuff like that, but they wasn't around at the time. But you never really get the sense that they were trying to promote it or trying to bring people into that world. No. And they ended up in, what was it? Jim Page ended up buying Boleskine House. So where Aleister Crowley, there's evil spirits, like all that is quite mad, but it's not like he was promoting it. It's just like, this is the thing we do. He might put it in his songs. Yeah. But like, it just feels very different.
That feels slightly more authentic, doesn't it? It just feels like that feels like someone who's really just into it.
Jimmy Page is a sorcerer. Like he definitely practices stuff. I mean, so was David Bowie. Yeah. Unquestionably. But just because you practice certain things, like Madonna's in the Kabbalah, like, she had the little, like she does all that, like, and I think she's paying for it now. Anyway, no, I'm not going to talk about Madonna, but the idea of that people getting involved in the occult,
somehow she's come into it.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Madonna's a funny one. Do you see all the stuff during 2020? When she's in the bath and she's got the eye patch, she's got one eye. So again, but something like that is so on the nose. It's like, I know what's cool at the moment. Let's go for this, sort of esoteric. Yeah, cool.
Well, it's trending, isn't it? So someone's gone, by the way, this is popular on TikTok right now, so just do this and hashtag this in, and it will because it's Madonna, we'll just hit an algorithm and take off.
And but then you actually look back at her stuff and you're like, okay, so she came on as the Virgin and then it got darker and then extremely sexual. And obviously she was made to look young and stuff like that, like Britney Spears. Only dawned on me the other day because I was like, I must have been about 11 when Hit Me Baby One More Time came on the thing, and I was like, this is awesome. And now as an adult I'm like, she's young in that
15
I think. 15 16 I mean the because there was the idea that she was exploited because her Rolling Stone cover came out and that was very sexualized. But Britney herself has repeatedly said the schoolgirl outfit was because she wanted to have a video where she was in the schoolgirl. She was one of the schoolgirls and she was a bit naughty. Because you can see that in the video. You can see that she's messing around. My mom always would talk about being in a school uniform and always hiking her skirt up, to say hello to the boys. Sorry, Mom, I'm not throwing you under the bus, but that was the thing, the sexy schoolgirl, and not really realizing what their sexuality was. but and also the Rolling Stone magazine cover where she's got the Teletubby. That was all her idea.
Yep.
But those are iconic images, you know. And she was 15, 16 at the time. Like, you know, like I know.
Well, we know about the Teletubbies. Well, we're going to discuss that in another episode. But
We are.
There's a lot going on there.
Yeah.
So the eye symbol and inverted crosses are not exclusive to Satanism and have broader cultural meanings. Inverted crosses, for example, are also a Christian symbol of St. Peter's humility. The tunnel-shaped entrance was likely designed for a dramatic effect, not religious invocation. I sort of see that also. The other thing about it was because it was based on a theme park, the original Astroworld theme park, that had similar sort of things. And it is sort of Disney-fied. You go through an archway, so rather than going through a castle, you're just going through his mouth. And so you could sort of say, well, yeah, is it satanic or is it just somebody with a massive ego, you know?
Yes. I think both of those are
both
good.
of those.
True, yeah.
But I mean, like Disney's a whole nother kettle of fish. Like some of the things you'd look at, like some of the things in their films and that. But the thing that really got me was right at the beginning when the police were like, "We told him this was going to happen," and they just ignored us.
Yeah.
And you're like, "Oh, well, you've literally just given the game away," like. And then but also it was the way that it was designed. So like the one on what would be the right hand of the stage would be if he's facing out. So that's where everyone piled into.
Yeah, that's right. It's the logistics of it, wasn't it?
Yeah, and they were just like, all you had to do was open that area up and then everyone could be in the area. But like, why would you, again, human, just logic would tell you that everyone's just going to go to the first door that they see. So, and that's
Better crowd control would have avoided that. Yeah. If you'd just gone, right, that's shut, now you go round.
Yeah. Like, just controlling the crowd.
Yeah.
But like, and then loads of people got in, so there was more people than expected, which again, that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Like the police, but also.
And they also all descended onto that stage at once, because that stage
Yep.
wasn't open until Travis Scott came
Yep.
on, was it? So it wasn't like they were still there from a previous act. It was all just for him, that one
Yep.
stage, wasn't it?
So they knew that these things were going to happen. But also, you look at him, he's literally just watching everyone and just stops. And he's just staring. So, like, it just feels too premeditated. There's too many coincidences. And also, did you hear the thing that Apple said he'd get 4.5 million in the contract, but only if the show goes... for the whole thing. Yeah,
right.
he'd only get
why
paid.
he tried to keep it going when he was sort of getting a few warnings. Although I'm still not sure he fully understood what was going on.
If we take that he wasn't in on it,
Yeah.
I can believe that he wasn't really aware of what was going on, because it's such a horrendous thing. And the Kardashians that were there, because wasn't he dating Kylie Jenner? Is that who he was dating?
I think that's the one.
I don't know. Like I said, there's only one Kylie, but they posted loads of this stuff on their Instagram at the time while this was happening, and it wasn't until afterwards that they scrubbed it and realized and issued an apology. Because I genuinely, what do rich people know?
Yeah.
They don't like, oh, look at the little people, they're having fun. Oh, there's someone being passed over, crowd surfing to get them out of the crowd because they've collapsed. I've been at concerts where that's happened. Kylie concert, but that's not the point. Like the person just couldn't take it, and it wasn't me. I was able to deal with the grandeur of Kylie. But these things do happen. And so the idea that it was sinister, like take the Manchester bombing, I was at the Ariana Grande concert, I'm no big fan of Ariana Grande, but like, what a horrendous thing to happen.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's a photograph of her afterwards landing in America, and you could just see how utterly devastated she is.
Yeah.
So terrible things do happen.
And there is a point where you go, even if you're talking about completely selfishly, you would stop the concert because your own image is going to be dramatically affected if you didn't do that. So I'm not saying that you wouldn't do it for humanitarian reasons. First of all, I would hope any artist would, but at the very least, you go, fuck, I can't let this continue.
Well, yeah. Just as like a normal, decent human being, like but yeah, like you say, you don't know what's going through their mind. But like they said to him, like, something was said, and they don't know what was said.
I think it was about 12 minutes he carried on for something like that, but I don't think he fully understood the severity of it. We don't know.
You never know. Some people just freeze. I mean, we've all done it when there's been a serious situation. You just go, what do I do?
Yeah.
Just keep doing the same thing until you work out a plan.
Yeah, that was my 30s.
Tell me about it.
There's a couple of other theories, so that it's not just the satanic one. So one is the syringe theory. You aware of this one?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Okay. Yeah. So in the hours after the Astroworld crash crowd, Houston Police Chief Troy Finner stated in a press conference that there was a report of a security officer who believed was pricked in the neck with a syringe. This single unverified account quickly spiraled into widespread speculation that someone in the crowd was injecting people with drugs, causing panic and contributing to the crowd surge. And this theory was quickly seized upon by media outlets, social media users, and conspiracy theorists, even before any evidence was found to support it. So this actually is largely unsupported, but again, social media at the time where there was already a frenzy about this happening, you drop one story out there, you drop in the name of a security officer or police officer, everyone goes, oh, well, suddenly that connects and it's validated by somebody in a position of authority, and that story just took off.
Yeah. Just but it could happen.
Yeah, it could happen.
Syringes are available.
A mate of mine, it was standing at the bus stop years and years and years ago, Orpington bus stop. Guys walked up behind him, just with what they worked out later at the hospital was a syringe, but just no reason whatsoever, and went, "See you soon," whispered in his ear. It was just like, what was that? So I mean, there's some real sick people in this world.
Yes, there are.
Doesn't happen at the Sugar Babes, let me tell you. So the Houston Police Department, a security guard felt a prick in his neck while restraining an attendee. A guard lost consciousness and was revived with Narcan, a drug used to reverse opioid overdoses. The incident raised suspicions of somebody intentionally injecting opioids or other substances into unsuspecting victims. However, this account was never confirmed by toxicology tests or further investigation. So actually all of the toxicology tests that they did post-event, none of them supported this claim. And that just doesn't feel like something that would be really premeditated. But also, if that was your intention, there'd be no guarantee it would even work. No. It just feels like this happened organically. Yeah. It doesn't feel like there's any intent there. It's just very, very bad planning.
Yeah, and I think something like that's different to the Rolling Stones concert. You know, when everyone was on acid, and then and then someone got shot. Or whatever, like acid's something you could give out. I mean, you could probably get one or two people in a crowd with a syringe before someone attacks.
Yeah, and that's assuming that the syringe penetrates them. Like it's a thin needle. It's like it's not easy. That's getting diabetic.
Also, the other thing is that they're talking about, essentially what they're saying is that a few key people were injected, and they instigated the surge, they instigated the panic. That's the theory behind it. But you would have to have somebody who was able to maneuver through the crowd to do that. And that's the thing that wasn't really possible to do anyway, unless you had a bunch of people strategically positioned. It doesn't, I don't know. To me, it doesn't hold water.
No, I agree.
Yeah. There's also a targeted attack theory. The targeted attack theory claimed that the chaos at Astroworld was not an accident or caused by crowd mismanagement, but was the result of deliberate coordinated harm by one or more individuals. According to these claims, unidentified perpetrators were intentionally injuring or killing concert goers, potentially as part of a larger plot to cause mass panic, death, or terror. It's similar to the syringe theory, this one, basically. But again, I don't know. It doesn't feel like that's the case to me.
I mean, the who profits,
exactly. Who profits from that?
Although the idea that going to a concert because it was just after the lockdowns,
yes,
oh my God, we went outside and we shouldn't. I mean, we all know
people were mental when live entertainment started going back. We know even just from the tiny little comedy world is that audiences were just manic and weird. So you can imagine at an event like this that would be like accelerated by a million. But this seems really extreme.
Yeah, it does. But you can just imagine the atmosphere. When was it? November
2021.
So that was back when everything was like, right, okay, we're normal again. That didn't happen.
Yeah,
you can imagine people losing their mind.
Yeah, we're talking about probably one of the first festivals of that caliber to come back after the pandemic, because even the summer festivals hadn't gone ahead because there were still lockdowns going on and they weren't ready to stage it. So this was probably one of the biggest ones that had happened in the US, certainly that year. Mm-hmm. So The evidence, so video footage shows no individuals moving through the crowd, attacking people. What it did reveal is crowds packed too tightly, people falling, unable to get up, and bystanders and security struggling to rescue the fallen. Autopsies and emergency room reports showed that all deaths were caused by compressive asphyxia, a physical suffocation due to being crushed, not chemical exposure, stabbing, or blunt force trauma. So there were some legal fallouts. Over 1,500 lawsuits were filed. A Texas grand jury declined criminal charges in June 2023. Netflix's Trainwreck further debunked conspiracies, shifting focus to predictable and preventable nature of the crisis. It is a good documentary, actually. It's well made, and I think it tells the story pretty accurately without too much sensationalism as well. You've seen it?
Yeah, I've seen that. I mean, I'm always, ever since the Epstein documentary, I was always apprehensive of Netflix because I was I get your agenda now.
Yeah,
I get it. And with that, I found it was a good documentary. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching it. But I remember as I turned it off, I said, I've only put that on so I can moan about it afterwards.
Yeah.
So because there's no blame. They go, it could be this, but look how brave the people were. And the people, they were brave, trying to stop the show, jumping up on the thing, trying to grab the camera. They were brave, but they don't point any blame. Like Travis Scott's apology was like useless.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, it could have been this, it could have been this. But the main thing, everyone's all right. It's like, no, how did this happen? Let's not have this happen again. Like, is this money? Is this purely, what was the Live Nation?
Yeah, Live Nation.
Yeah. Like, was it their fault? Was it Travis Scott's fault? Was it the police's fault? Was it just a bad situation?
Yeah.
They just sort of leave it on a cliffhanger. And because it didn't feel like there was like a conclusion in that sense, it felt like it's like, yeah, we all know it's their fault, but we can't.
Or was it the fault of Satan?
He's such a dick sometimes, isn't he?
Inspired by Astroworld, festivals like Glastonbury have reevaluated capacity planning, crowd flow design, and contingency strategies. So a lot has come out of it. The way that crowds have sort of moved around and concerts has come out of that. So there is that element to it. But ideally, wouldn't want it to happen in the first place.
Yeah.
So the Astroworld conspiracy is a case study in how tragedy can incubate wild speculation. Although symbols and social media chatter may have flamed fears or occult rituals or nefarious sabotage, the hard evidence, official reports, survivor accounts, and expert analysis points to preventable human error, poor planning, and delayed crisis response. This serves as a reminder in the aftermath of disasters, the allure of sensational explanations is high, but facts matter. Rebuilding trust requires transparency, accountability, and reform, not mysteries or myths. So, James, was the Astroworld a satanic ritual or a targeted attack?
I'm gonna live and die on this hill, on this evil hill. I think he was up to something naughty.
Okay. Okay. David?
Yeah, I think it was a ritual.
You think it was a ritual?
Yeah. And I'm not saying that there weren't things didn't go wrong or whatever. Like I think the ritual can happen without people dying.
Yeah.
Ask Lady Gaga. But I think it was a ritual.
Okay. I don't think it was. I think you're both mental. But I can absolutely see why people would buy into that. I think this was just very, very bad planning. I think it was terrible. The ritualistic nature of it is just style and image, and I can see why people make those parallels. But to me, it's just a terribly, really badly organised festival, and people should go to prison for this.
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah. That's the main thing here.
Yeah,
like who's responsible? Let's get them in trouble.
Yeah.
Let's put them in the stocks.
Yeah. Or go see the Sugar Babes. James, would you like to look at this camera, tell people where they can find you, follow you, all that kind of stuff?
So at James Townsend Comedy on Instagram. I run a couple of shows in South London, Speaking in Tongues Comedy. Just keep an eye on that. I'm always around.
Beautiful thing. Now, I'm not going to do an Astroworld joke to end the podcast because it felt a little bit...
wrong.
A little bit wrong. Yeah, it did feel a little bit wrong. But would you like a satanic joke to end the podcast?
Yeah, sure. Would I ever?
Yeah. Okay. Did you hear about the dyslexic devil worshipper? He sold his soul to Santa.
I like that.
You quite like that, didn't you?
I do like that.
I do
like that. It tickled me.
Yeah. That's the end of the podcast. Thanks for listening. We'll see you soon. Bye.
If you like the podcast and fancy extra episodes and early access every week, why not join our Patreon? Just £5 a month and you'll be helping support the pod. Remember, we love you. Bye.